Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 123 Wrestling right here on SRB TV. I am, of course, Chris, and as always, joined by Mo Brothers
Hello, hello, hello.
and Nick Slade.
This
So, yeah, I am coming from an undisclosed location, aka the first floor of Mo's house, because as of this recording, I currently have no power at my home. So, well, and I'm not probably not gonna get power till very late this evening. So I'm like, screw it. Luckily, he's a good guy and he has internet, so that works
I'm not
out.
a good guy. I'm the guy.
Yeah. So yeah, we are going to be discussing our predictions for AEW Cross New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door 2023. That's right. They were able to do a second year of this. Go figure. Um, so the buildup has been slightly better than last year's. Hopefully, knock on wood. At one table, knock on wood. Hopefully nobody gets injured for the next 4 to 5 days, 3 to 4 days, unlike last year. Let's be fair. Last year's was still good. There was some quality throughout. Like Cassie Osprey was easily one of my favorite matches, and even made my favorite matches of 2022. So it was great stuff. And this year to be the same in terms of quality, except this time everything is planned. Nobody's gotten the case of the broken bones or torn ACLs yet,
Or bad visas.
or bad visas. Let's be fair. I think they were probably going to do FTR versus Aussie. Was it Aussie Open for the tag titles? But then was it not Kyle Fletcher, his partner, um for his partner's name, got injured, so they had to relinquish both the New Japan Strong and IWGP heavyweight tag team championships. I almost forgot there for a sec.
was it Mark Davis or Kyle Fletcher that got injured?
Which one's the scrawnier one?
Don't remember. Hold on.
Because I know one of them is now dating Sky Blue, which lucky bastard.
Uh, Hold on. I know a quick way to figure this
Yeah,
out.
yeah, she's dating one of the Aussie Open guys now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Instagram for not Instagram like last
Kyle
week.
Fletcher got no, yeah, Mark Davis got injured.
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
Fletcher, the guy who's now dating Sky Blue, lucky bastard. So yeah, that's the only thing that's the only match I can think of that was probably planned for this, but then because of the injury got scrapped. But luckily it was early enough for them to pick it back up. But Punk's back, and he has an interesting match on the card. Um Punk's back. He gave a promo that was a promo. I think best way to describe it was the Roman Reigns, I'm not the bad guy, I'm not the good guy, I'm the guy, except extended version. That director's cut version everybody loves.
He brought a belt.
Yeah, he brought a belt. And for the most part, it was whatever. The promo was whatever. It was Punk quality, so there was good in there, but overall it was just not what I wanted him to say. Honestly, I know he put in realism to it, the counterfeit Bucks line, the stuff about his new billionaire best buddy, which is the head of Warner Bros. Discovery, the guy who pushed to have him on the headline Collision. But whatever, he's back. I'm not really feeling anything from his return so far, but let's be fair, it's only been a week. So eh, it's what it is what it is. So we're gonna die. Oh, let me see. Is there anything else? No. Honestly, the Punk thing was the biggest thing. Um, like Cargo lost the TBS title. We've had feuds building up and kind of been sort of being put on pause for Forbidden Door, but definitely will be continuing afterwards. Trying to think of anything else that happened that was major that happened. No. Honestly, I, I say this knowing full well what I'm saying is it's been kind of quiet on AEW's end. There's been some headlines, but for them lately, it's been kind of quiet.
Well,
So,
aside from that ESPN interview.
do we have to talk about that? Because I don't want to talk
I
about
don't
that.
know. No, we don't
So
have
his
to.
so it's all it sounds like is his only beef is with Hangman now, because according to him, Hangman gave his reason to Punk for going off script on that one promo, and that's because Hangman was supposedly pissed that Colt got booted because of Punk returning. But like, I don't know. It's hard to say. He's the only one saying that. That's the biggest problem. He's the only one saying that. Like, I take your word for a grain of salt right now, bro. Like,
There's a lot of salt involved in this.
yeah, a lot of salt. But like, honestly, I'll take it for a grain of salt. I still think Hangman's a pretty good stand-up guy. Like, if that's the only thing, I mean, whatever. Like, like you could sell.
It's not worth all this.
But it goes back to what we've been saying about his Fallout media scrum thing, and that's you could have done this backstage.
Mm.
You could have settled this backstage. You didn't have to bring it to the light. But we'd be talking about this forever. Yeah, the ESPN interview was like the last big thing. But other than that, whatever. Punk's back.
Real quick question: how's it like hearing Elton John on Saturday night?
You know what? I like it. It's
Saturday night. It's like Saturday night's all right.
It's good. I mean, apparently Elton John is easier to pay royalties for than the guys who did the Final Countdown song.
I mean that would kind of make sense.
That's
Europe.
Yes, Europe. Yeah.
Europe has that pretty much that song. Elton John could like just knock out some kind of song and be like, here you go. Whatever.
He did that remix with I can't remember her name where he mixed like 4 of his songs together.
Is it Lady Gaga?
Honestly,
Lady Gaga. I don't know who she was.
Honestly, though, it was good. I think overall the themes it fits. You know, Saturday Night's right frame. It is funny because then you go back and think about Monday Night Raw using the Nickelback cover of it, except they used Friday. What was it? No, they used the Elton John cover flat out. They used their version of the cover. So you think about like, did Tony just pull a Simpsons? Did it?
Okay, honestly, we got 11 matches to talk about.
I know. All I'll say about Collision, the first episode Collision it was good. We saw Miro come back. We had an amazing match between Andrade and Buddy, which was really well done. The main event match was good, regardless of what I think of CM Punk. And Christian Cage thinks he won the TNT Championship.
Oh, don't get me started on TNT title right now.
Well, let's dive into this with as of right now, our only pre-show match, which is the first match in the Women's Owen Hart Cup, round 1, which is Athena, I believe still the current Women's Ring of Honor World Champion, taking on Billie Starkz. Now, I think the last time we saw Billie Starkz, she had a pretty good match against somebody. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was on Dynamite. It wasn't a squash match. I think it was on Dynamite or Rampage. She had a good match against.
I feel like it was probably either Taya or Tony Storm.
I think it was Tony. I don't remember. Tony or Britt. But anyways, that's the first round. They announced these Wednesday, so there's not really any build up. Like,
yeah.
So like,
I'm a little disappointed the tournament size is much smaller than it was last year. They took an entire round out. It was like 3 rounds last year. Now it's only 2 rounds, really.
Because they wanted to start it at Forbidden Door, and they're trying to finish it up by Collision in Owen Hart's hometown,
Calgary.
Yep. I'm just gonna go with Athena. Like,
you know what's funny about this tournament?
What's that?
This is going to be mostly in Canada, celebrating a Canadian legend. And how many Canadians are in this tournament?
I have not checked. If you want to check for me, that'd be great.
Well, how many Canadians are on the roster?
Quite a few.
I'm not. Yeah, like.
Yeah, we got Juice Robinson, American. Ricky Starks, American. Powerhouse Styles, Dustin Rhodes, Roderick Strong.
For the women's.
Oh, I'm talking about the men's tournament. Like, yeah, everyone in this tournament is American except for Kojima.
That's fine. Look, it's not like
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Luckily, it doesn't have to be taken all that serious because like it's not really them honoring Canada. It's just them honoring Owen Hart.
It needs to be taken seriously. So every year, no Canadians are allowed to participate in this tournament.
Okay, so
let's check the women's side. Yeah, everyone in the women's thing is American too. That's really funny. That's really funny. No Canadians allowed in this tournament.
Okay, so back to the point. Like Athena, right? Like we're going with
Yeah, that
Athena.
would make sense. Yeah,
Athena.
Athena.
Yeah.
Okay, Athena. Cool. Moving on. Jesus Christ. I think Starkz. Okay, so next up, um, I don't think this would be the opening match, but God forbid if it is, I don't know what's wrong with them. And that is for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship as Kenny by God Omega defends against Will Ospreay. So of course, we all saw the amazing match they had at this year's Wrestle Kingdom, easily or a early contender for match of the year. And Kenny hasn't really defended the title all that much since then. It hasn't really brought it out with him on Dynamite lately. Um, and that's where we're at kind of now. Like basically Ospreay won this little mini tournament. They had to determine number one contender for Forbidden Door for the for the IWGP US title. It was Ospreay won. No shit. And
That's kind of an obvious tournament.
and in the long run, yeah. Let's see. So I guess we can dive into the stuff that's going on with Kenny Omega. Because basically, Will Ospreay's side of things boils down to I want my fucking title back. That's it. I think on Dynamite, Don Callis did offer Will Ospreay security for the match at Forbidden Door. It sounded like yeah, he was pretty much hinting at BCC security. So like we'll see we'll see where that goes overall. Um yeah, Kenny Omega. Don Callis finally turned on him, which we were all expecting. Then at Double or Nothing. Oh, Don Callis gave the usual shtick of like, I made you who you are. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have the AEW World Championship. Yeah, the usual standard manager backstab affair. Then at Double or Nothing, they were about to the Elite were about to win the Anarchy in the Arena match when Takesha's new right hand came in and helped Team BCC win. Now it doesn't look like Don and Takesha are a part of BCC. It's just their interests have aligned, and that's destroying Kenny Omega and the Elite. So like that is what it is. I mean, regardless, it should be a great match overall. Yeah, it should be easily one of the best matches of the night. And yeah, I'm gonna give it to Will Ospreay winning this. I feel like with the security and like the fact that this is their second match against each other, I feel like their third rumor match is gonna be at All In for the US title again. So I'm gonna give it to Ospreay getting the title back. Yeah, Don's gonna screw Kenny over again in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think because I think Kenny also said, "Oh, if Will can't beat me here, I don't see a reason to go back to Japan." I was like, kind of sounds like you're going to drop the title, Kenny. And honestly, if they want to, I think if I can see Ospreay winning this and them having a rubber match at All In, I guess it's going to be in the UK.
Let's also forget that apparently Kenny went to Japan. Or hinted they were okay. So it wasn't said he went to Japan, but when asked where Kenny was a couple weeks ago, people were saying, I think Marvez was saying, "Oh, did he go back? Oh, I heard the rumor has he went back to Canada." And Heyman goes, "He didn't go back to Canada." So like everybody's thinking, "Oh, he went to Japan to get Ibushi." So like, because I thought like we'll get to eventually, but I thought when it came to the 10-man tag that's going to be happening at Forbidden Door, I thought the fourth or fifth guy was going to be like Ibushi, but it turns out to be somebody, two completely other different people. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if Omega wins because Ibushi came in to make the save for Omega. I don't know, but yeah, go on. Is that all you got, Nick?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna go with you guys and say Kenny is not gonna win this, just so he can take some time to further promote Fight Forever.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Gamescom is in August, so So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there to promote like a seasonal update for the game or something like that. Okay. Okay, so Kenny, I mean, it should be regardless. It should be like a great fucking like. There's a few matches here. It's gonna be fucking great. Speaking of which, my pick for I'm gonna say it right now. I'll bring it up again when we get to best match. What's gonna be best match of my bet is this next match, which is Bryan Danielson taking on Kazuchika Okada, like the biggest fucking dream match in the world you can think of. Like when you think of dream matches, you think like Young Bucks, Usos. You think Kurt Angle in his prime versus like like Sting in his prime or some shit like that. Like, and this would be up there with those dream matches. Like, I never thought we'd be getting this in my entire. If you told me like when he was still in WWE that he'd be facing Okada, like I would have told you were crazy. Like one of my personal favorite wrestlers of all time. Just
who's crazy now?
So basically, Okada has brought up that like he would love to have a match with Danielson, and then integrate this into a story. Okada's always called himself easily one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world. And of course, lately Danielson's been calling himself that. The BCC members have been calling Danielson that. So, in a really good promo at Dominion, like Danielson's like, "Oh, you say you're the best? I want you to fucking prove it." And so like it's like we're gonna be fighting the desert, and desert it doesn't fucking rain. It's like and it is some like crap like that. And even Okada's like, "Oh, trust me, I'm gonna make it rain." And I'm like, hell yes. In my fucking veins. So on Dynamite, basically when they were beating down the newest member of the 10-man tag, Okada came out like Okada came out and just like it's fucking great. Just came out, did a Rainmaker on Yuta. Beautiful. God damn, this is gonna be such a fucking good match. And I don't know who's gonna fucking win. That's the biggest fucking problem.
So it makes it fun.
Like if I'm going off of like my mindset, like Danielson hasn't had a singles match since he initially left after his last singles match, which I don't remember what that one was. MJF. He hasn't had a singles match since that. Okada is currently 1/3 of the Never Openweight Trios champions, along with Tanahashi and Ishii. I think Okada can take a loss here, so I'm going to go with Danielson because this will be his first singles match back since Revolution. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Danielson on this one. I don't care who wins this. I'm just going to be fucking happy in the longer run.
Yeah, I can see. I see that logic. I can also see because Danielson's not against putting other people over, so I can see Okada winning too. But since I like Danielson more, I'm going to go with him. And honestly, I think people are saying like Omega Osprey would probably be the main event. Personally, I think this should be the main event.
There's reports saying it's going to be the main event, and I'm not against it either way. Like this match is going to be on the card. That's what it comes down to for me in the end. Like this match is going to be on this fucking card. It's already a great looking card. So like, yeah. But you going to go with Danielson?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Danielson.
Okay.
How about you, Mo?
Well, I am not biased. I think Danielson's going to lose.
Okay.
And it's for the point that you said earlier, in which he's, normally gets the win, but he always puts on a show. So I think he'll put on a show, lose to Okada, and then it's like, okay, that match was great overall. Even though Okada came out atop, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to want Danielson to win, it's still going to be a great match.
Okay, so, yeah, like I said, easily my pick for like match of the night. I'll bring it up again. We'll probably discuss it a bit more, but just it's really hard. There's a few good matches to be match of the night. Like when we get to the International Championship match, which just looks ridiculous. But next up for the IWGP, I have to be specific now because it's a new belt. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, as Sonata defends against the man who accepted the open challenge Sonata gave a couple weeks ago. Oh, last week. Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Mr. Charisma himself.
So yeah, so obviously Jungle Boy did not win at Double or Nothing. He came up short thanks to MJF chicanery.
Short.
Haha. He was helping out. He's been the last couple weeks. He's been helping out Jungle Boy, not Jungle Boy. He's Hook, and they've kind of sort of reformed Jungle Hook. But there's been murmurs online. There's gonna be a heel turn for him soon. So like, we'll see where that goes. Because he even kind of made it not borderline, but he kind of made it sound like he was turning. Like, even when he told Hook why he was accepting this match, like, it made it sound like maybe they're taking that turn. Like I said, it's just rampant speculation online right now, but we'll see about that. Sonata, on the other hand, my boy finally got the championship. Was that Sakura Genesis this year? I think it was at Sakura Genesis.
Yes, I think that's correct.
With thanks to him leaving LIJ and joining Just Burgers and Fries. So like, I just so happy for him. It sucks. He lost it. He shaved. He got rid of the platinum blonde hair. Like, damn, I missed that. But you know what? He's still fucking awesome. Like he had a standout match against the newest member of LIJ at Dominion, which we all saw, and that was a pretty good match. Even really established that other guy as well, whose name escapes me right now. Is it Nojima? I don't remember his name.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, that was a really good match, and Sonata still showed why he's fucking amazing. That's why he's my boy. To be fair, not in the OSW sense of the word, boy. But like easily just
Is that a reference I'm missing?
When OSW references their boy stable, it's the mid to low tier, standout mid to low tier guys.
It's pretty much like anybody that you can think of that's like, people, they have some kind of charm, but they're never put over as like the top guys. They're never the Austins or the Rocks. They're like Doink the Clown
or Atom Bomb, like that.
There's a reference.
Yeah,
early 90s. But yeah, I'm sure this will be a good match. I just feel like if you're gonna have someone challenge for the top New Japan title, could have done better than Jungle Boy. Probably we could have done somebody a bigger name to make it feel more epic or believable. Like nothing against Jungle Boy, it's just I don't feel like he's there yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it'll be a good match. I don't think it'll be like the standout match of the night, but I think a combination we've never seen before between Jungle Boy and Sonata does pique interest and raise eyebrows. Like he's going up against one of the top guy, it's so cool to say this, the now top guy of New Japan. Like this is gonna be one of the more underrated matches of the night. My opinion. It's gonna definitely be one of the more underrated matches. So next up for the AEW World Championship, we have MJF reluctantly, I'm going to say this because he means it, reluctantly accepting the challenge of Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, when I say reluctantly,
go Ace.
When I say reluctantly, last week it was announced Tanahashi made a challenge for MJF for the world title. Made a challenge for the AEW title. MJF went no. He clearly like, I'm not wrestling anybody from an indie league. Yeah. Then this week, because I didn't know that they're doing a blind tag team eliminator tournament to determine the more contenders for the tag team championships. So apparently it's when I say blind, some of these tag teams are going to be random. So the first two names that were announced during Dynamite when MJF and Adam Cole were in the ring for MJF and Adam Cole.
That is so random. What are the odds of that happening?
I know, right? And so
Anybody in the roster?
What was it? Mind Games or so? Oh no, he played reverse psychology at MJF to get him to accept the challenge against Tanahashi. Yeah, like calling him a coward and stuff like that. Yeah, it was really cool. The Chicago crowd, like, regardless of what I think of CM Punk, Chicago crowd is always still really good when it comes to these events. And so MJF accepted. That's where we're at. Do I think he's gonna win? Not a chance in hell. There was a better chance of Tanahashi winning at last year's event. There's a better chance, a lot less here.
It's gonna be title.
Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna say this right. I think this is gonna be the most sports entertaining match of the night.
Maybe.
I'm gonna give MJF to retain, but what do you guys think?
As much as I'd love for Tanahashi to win, I think MJF's gonna retain.
I mean, I'm definitely going on top. It's going to be entertaining, but I don't expect New Japan to win out.
Okay. There we go. That was quick. I think it was going to be the quickest one. So next up is our 6-man tag team match. Excuse me. As Le Suzuki Gods, which is the team of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki take on Sting, Darby Allin, and a wrestler of their choice.
Mystery opponent.
Okay, let's be honest. I think it's gonna be Naito.
That would make sense.
Naito makes the most sense because. So let's talk about this. So Sammy Guevara has been trying to turn face. That's the beginning of our story. Sammy Guevara has been trying to turn face. The baby thing kind of helped. Kind of. So like,
I hate babies. Don't you hate babies, Nick?
Last week he was
not as much as Kristen hates women.
So last week he was going to announce he was going. Okay, I really do want to.
Go ahead. Okay.
So God, they made me forget what I was saying. Okay, so last week, Sammy came out. Natsu's having a kid again. Sounds like a lot more baby face. Darby came out, was happy for him. And Darby even hinted that it sounded like Guevara was going to announce he was leaving the JAS. Then Jericho came out and warned Sammy about even think about what he's thinking about going to do. Then Darby's dad came out. Sorry, Sting came out next.
Daddy Sting
came out, and apparently this was the first time in history that they've been in the same ring together, Sting and Jericho. I didn't know
that's
that.
Interesting.
Like they were in WCW around the same time, so like
but they were in different levels. Like Sting was always like in the main event stuff and dealing with NWO. Jericho was more dealing with cruiserweights and pretty much any of the Mexican wrestlers.
So to get Guevara's head out, according to Jericho, in order to get Guevara's head out of his ass, they decided to have a match on this week's Dynamite against Air Fox, Darius Martin, and Action Andretti, and then it was going to be the Suzuki Gods take him on. Guevara regularly agreed to this, and this week it happened. And then Guevara still being hesitant and stuff, so Darby came out, Sammy came out, and because they were issuing Jericho was issuing a challenge against Sting and Darby and a person they're choosing. So Sting and Darby came out. Then Sting whispered in the ear of who they got. This Saturday on Collision, they're gonna announce who it is. But they made it sound like it's somebody Jericho has also had beef with in New Japan. Which the only other person aside from Okada was Naito in that no DQ match from Wrestle Kingdom a couple of years back. And the only other person I can think of, it's going to be Naito or my other boy from LAJ, one the dragon match. I forgot his fucking name.
Shingo?
Shingo. Yeah. Shingo Takai. Yeah. The dragon. Ryukon. Yeah. Those are the only two I can think of it being.
Yeah, because last year, Shingo team was Sting and Darby as the dudes with attitude.
Yeah. Like Jericho seemed to be generally surprised and called bullshit on who he said. So like I think it's gonna be Naito. As to who's gonna win, I think it's team Sting family. It's I think it's gonna be them. Like I feel like they're just gonna continue building up this Sammy leaving JAS thing. So like eventually he gets taken out, and then like he gets to go off and eventually be a family man.
Go home and be a family man.
Go home to your wife.
No, but I think this is just building up Guevara leaving the group. So like I'm gonna say Team Sting's family. What do you guys think?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I'll go with Sting on this one.
Sting.
God damn it, that was cool.
Oh man, that's made me think of Shivani, and that was actually pretty funny when MJF and Cole both told Shivani to shut up.
Oh, that was gonna bring up. That was cool when they both at the same time. They have one common thing. They both hate Shivani.
Yeah, they both hate Shivani.
And they even looked at each other weird, which is great. So next up is our massive 10-man tag team bout as the Blackpool Combat Club alongside Konosuke Takeshita and Shooter himself, the Roughneck Shota Umino, take on the Hung Bucks. Sorry, what was it? What did they tell the lower third? The contractually can't say their actual name, any name. Was it take on the Hung Bucks alongside Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii?
Because Kingston came out saying, "You made a mistake, Bucks. You hang out with Claudio, and I hate that guy."
I love that's his reason for even teaming up with.
Hey, wrestlers have all sorts of reasons for teaming up, and it could be you looked at that one guy funny and you just happened to be near me, so let's team up.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston hates Claudio more than he loves John.
Yeah. Okay. So this basically, of course, for those who know, it's continuing the feud between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. And like I said, after what happened in Double or Nothing, and one of the best nuclear heat moments in pro wrestling history I haven't seen since Roman Reigns won against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. Like, just amazing nuclear heat on Don Callis alone. Apparently it was so loud. The crowd themselves there who were trying to talk couldn't even hear themselves or the loud boos.
Couldn't hear even Don talking.
Yeah, could barely hear even Don speaking. That's how loud the boos were that night. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, basically Blackpool
one of the goats in terms of being a manager.
So basically, yeah, Blackpool Combat Club are just aligning with Don Callis and Takeshita because they have a common enemy in the Elite. As for the other side of things, Eddie Kingston's being a part of this because like he hates for a fact like John is still teaming up with Claudio and stuff like that. That's basically the reason he's teaming up with the Elite, and he's made it very clear on Dynamite recently. He still does not like the Elite at all, but he's only doing this because he hates Claudio. That's how much he hates Claudio. He hates Claudio more than he hates the Elite right now. And then later that night on Dynamite,
I was gonna say, he hates Claudio more than he loves Moxley.
Then later that night on Dynamite, he comes out. John confronts him. And he goes, "You know what? Screw it. Yeah, our fifth guy is Ishii." It's like,
Period.
Yeah, which was obvious if you've been paying attention and know who the current ever openweight trios champions are. Like they all have matches, so of course Ishii's gonna have a match as well. And on the other side of things, of course, they had that feud last year. Kingston and Ishii had that feud last year as well. So that's pretty cool. And let's not forget that Kingston is going to be in this year's G1. is gonna be some good shit there. Like one of his confirmed matches is against fucking Takagi. Like, oh my god, great stuff. But this is a massive 10-person tag. I'm gonna give it to Team Elite in this case because, like, I think for the most part, Team Elite are just like if we're talking about stable matches, like tag team stable matches, right now it's 1-0 in the Blackpool Combat Club Slayer because of the Anarchy Arena match. We need to get that 1-1 so we can eventually lead to a potential rubber match, a possible blood and guts match. So like,
hate that name still
hate that name, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Team Elite on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you shouldn't have the Elite win until Blood and Guts, but I get what you're saying about making it tied so that the Blood and Guts match is the rubber match.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see what you're going with. So yeah, I can see that. I'm going with the Elite winning.
Okay, Mo.
I am not gonna go with the Elite. Just because I think some of what you're saying makes sense, but I feel like they're gonna.
Mo, you kind of went on mute. You can't. It went mute as soon as you went. I'm gonna go.
Right.
Is he frozen or mute?
Mo, say words. Oh, not again.
Oh god, no.
Oh, he is muted.
Is he? Are you muted? I didn't. Oh, no, you muted yourself, Mo. Mo, I didn't mute you. I didn't.
Damn it, Kristen! Why?
I didn't mute you. Say words, Mo. Can we hear you or not?
Hello.
I can barely hear you.
I hear you.
Hello.
Say words.
I am
okay.
saying
You're back.
There we
okay.
go. Gotcha.
Okay, so continue, Mo. You were saying who you're going for?
Yeah, Kristen, you just muting people.
Not the Elite. I think for
Not the Elite.
Similar reasons for what you guys were saying for the Elite winning. I think that their comeback would be during.
Yeah, them Blood and Guts.
Okay, sounds good. Next up in the first round of the men's Owens Hart Championship tournament thing.
That has no Canadians in it.
Yeah, screw Canada. Blame Canada. I don't know. We have CM Punk taking on the bread maker himself, Satoshi Kojima. I mean, if this was pre Fallout Brawlout, like, I would be so hyped for this match because it's Punk taking on a Japanese legend, like, and Kojima, like. But now I'm like, this will be good. And that's it. This will be good.
Yeah, we could have had CM Punk versus Kento.
I think the biggest problem is, like you guys said, the build-up is extremely lacking because they decided to start to build up like a week, like they announced the bracket a week prior.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just feel like could use more people, but whatever. It's honestly the tournament last year didn't mean much. I don't know.
The biggest thing we've gotten from this tournament so far is the goofiest looking hat we've ever seen anybody wear. But Punk, obviously. It should be like one of those, wow, this match is actually happening kind of matches. I think it'll be fine.
Man,
it's kind of Punk.
It's a weird situation for Punk being in this tournament because either Punk comes in, he wins this tournament, which he does not need, or his first loss back will be in this tournament against one of these random guys. And I don't know. I don't feel like either outcomes.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be his first loss back, right?
Because I mean, he came back this past Saturday.
But I mean, like, he could get to the finals and then lose.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his first loss should be against somebody from the Elite or somebody. I feel like they're slowly building up Punk Omega or something like that.
Mm.
I think after the Blood and Guts match, the next feud they'll move into Punk versus the Elite for All In. That's a smart idea.
Or it turns into a no contest in the finals.
The finals. You could have him get disqualified or counted out, and it wouldn't hurt him much.
So next up, oh wait, did you guys already?
Oh yeah. So I think Punk's gonna win this. Well, I don't know who'll go in tournament. Mo, who's gonna win? Punk Kojima.
I'll go with Punk on that one.
Okay. So next up, and why was sure to be an insane match for the AEW International Championship. The man who doesn't know how to quit, Orange Cassidy, will be defending his title against the current New Japan World TV Champion, Zack Sabre Jr., the current Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Katsuyori Shibata. Oh, and Daniel Garcia is there.
Daniel Garcia's there. Have a guy in there without a belt.
So, a couple weeks ago, Cassidy was just talking about because he wanted obviously wanted Double or Nothing. He retained against Swerve Strickland. He was talking about his next opponent. He wasn't really like, oh, somebody will come up. He's like, oh, look, there's somebody now. It's like Zack Sabre Jr. talking smack to him, and then Daniel Garcia comes up, wants to challenge Shibata and stuff it's a really, honestly, I can't do it justice. It's a really funny backstage segment. And then eventually Cassidy goes, okay, fine. You two versus me and Shibata next week. It's and then we got that match. And it was a good match. Heels won because of a miscommunication between Shibata and Cassidy. And at the end, everybody wouldn't let go of Cassidy's International Championship. And that's how we got this match.
Yeah, it seems a little unfair that he's the only one in this match has defended his belt.
I'm fine with it.
Shibata or Sabre put up their belt.
Yeah,
well,
I'm going.
Do you want a
triple champion?
Well, I was gonna say a championship scramble kind of situation.
Oh, you mean where it's 3 falls for 3 belts? That'd be cool.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go with Cassidy retaining. I don't think he's gonna lose it yet. I think he's gonna lose it at All In. I think All In feels like the most sense. You can have ironically enough, you had to have the 3rd ever international champion be the 1st ever international enter All Atlantic champion, which was Pac. So I can see because Pac's still out on injury. I think he's recovering now. But I can see him coming back, and it is a UK focused show, and he is from Newcastle. So I could see him being the one to take it off of Cassidy. Which would be ironic enough twist. Would be ironic enough twist of fate considering he took it Cassidy originally took the All Atlantic title off of Pac. So yeah.
I don't see anyone in this match winning because I feel like they're building up Shibata Garcia for Death Before Dishonor. So I don't see either. There's no point either of them winning the international title. Yeah. And Zack Sabre, maybe, but not likely because honestly, to go on, I'm actually been really happy with Orange Cassidy's reign as the international champion. Because honestly, I thought when they brought an All-Atlantic title, I thought, oh, what's the point of this belt? But at this point, I feel like the international title is more prestigious than the TNT title. I think Cassidy has made it a really good, the top mid-card belt. It's secondary belt. It feels like classic Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And the TNT title's going all over the place. I have my opinion on that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if it was still the All-Atlantic title when they originally wanted to get a traveling title, I could see Sabre Jr. winning it. But now I feel like it's really important as the secondary title in AEW. It needs to stay on AEW television, so as they keep it on Cassidy.
Well, besides Jade, wouldn't Orange Cassidy be second longest defender of his belt?
Apparently, he has the record for most defenses of any single reign.
I think he's over 21 title defenses now. Successful title defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Mo, what do you think?
I'm going with my boy
Oh, okay, Orange Cassidy. Sounds good. Okay, so I want to make one of the matches sound like a main event match. It will be the last one. So apparently, spoilers for Rampage, this match was made official. Um, and that is Adam Cole versus Filthy Tom Lawlor.
Yeah, Tom
So
Lawlor.
on Rampage, Adam Cole gets attacked by Filthy Tom Lawlor. And the match is set up, apparently.
Tom Lawlor's awesome.
Thank God Wikipedia loves spoiling shit from Rampage. So I like Tom Lawlor. I remember him from the G1 last year. He was really fun. Like I love his whole shtick about being filthy and actually being like an amazing fucking like MMA style pro wrestler. So like that I don't got anything. I'll say Cole because like you still gotta make Cole look strong and like you still have to have that because you have still having him MJF as a tag team for this blind eliminator tag team tournament. So like
no, but I'm supposed to look like Roderick Strong.
That to be fair, the Roger Strong match in Owen Hart Cup, I'm looking forward to. It should be a good one.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna go for Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Yeah, like this is a good matchup. Tom Lawlor's great. I saw him first in Major League Wrestling when he was the MLW World Champion. I think he won it from Low Key. No, I think Low Key beat him. One moment. I need to confirm this. Yeah, he did win from Low Key. He lost to Jacob Fatu. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a good champion there. I'm glad he's getting more stuff to do, and he's mostly competing in Strong nowadays. But this should be a good match between Cole and Lawlor. Yeah, I think Cole's going to win.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I can agree with that. Baby.
Okay.
What are you doing tonight, baby?
And then the last match we'll be talking about this evening is for the AEW Women's World Championship as Toni Storm defends against the current New Japan Strong Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale. So it does feel like the original plan was going to be Toni Storm versus Monet. But Monet's out on injury right now. Honestly, the only injury that truly affected like Forbidden Door card. Like, but I'll give credit to Monet. She called the audible and backstage agreed with her audible decision. And so Willow Nightingale is a champion, which I'm all for. I love Willow Nightingale. Very underrated. I feel like very underrated competitor on the AEW women's roster. Yeah, basically it continues the beef between the Outcasts and the AEW originals, basically. Like, yeah, that's really it. Like they had a match against Sky Blue and Willow on Collision. Sky Blue and Willow won. That's about it. So
yeah. Who do you think is gonna win?
It's gonna be Toni.
Yeah.
Like it kind of sucks. It's just in there. I was kind of pissed. This isn't the other way around. It isn't for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
Yeah.
I hate that. But I am at the same time also happy it's not a title for title match. Because that would be stupid. But no, I don't like this because it feels very obvious Toni's gonna win. Like if it was for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, I probably would have said Willow. But here it feels just really obvious it's Toni.
Well, what if
you go first?
What if Toni comes out and it's like, you know what? I don't feel like defending my title for this. And then Willow's like, oh, you're too much of a chicken. I'm putting my title on the line. So then it's just like New Japan Strong title defense. And then Willow comes out on top.
I mean, that could work. But my only issue with this is like Willow Nightingale's great, but she's more of an AEW talent than she is a New Japan talent. And this feels like an AEW versus AEW match.
They did this last year, if you remember. It was
I know.
It was Toni versus Thunder Rosa,
Yeah,
And
I
while
know.
technically both had experience as under Joshi wrestling promotions, they're still both they're supposed to also AEW competitors.
I was like, was no one on the Stardom roster available?
And
No one.
it's kind of the same thing here too, if you think about it, because of course Tony Storm trained under a Joshi wrestling promotion, while Willow is technically also a part of the New Japan Strong women's roster, technically.
Technically, yeah.
So like
Yeah,
it's a
that's just
lot
my thing.
technically.
I just kind of wish this was more of an interpromotional match.
I remember hearing reports there was discussion of doing something Stardom related at Forbidden Door, but I guess it never happened. I think this was originally supposed to be Monet versus Storm.
Yeah, and that would have felt.
No, sorry. Before Hayter got injured, I think it was supposed to be Hayter
Versus Monet.
I think probably for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So it's the only one, like I said, it's the only match truly affected by injury. This time around.
Yeah, I'm just saying, my only issue is that I feel like I kind of wish it was more of an interpromotional match between a Stardom talent and Tony Storm, but it's still good. I'm sure it'll still be a good match. And my other thing is Willow. She's been booked well on Strong, but she has not been booked really like a high level on AEW, which makes this feel very obvious, like you said.
Yeah, it basically boils down to they had a AEW versus New Japan match set for a women's for the women, but because of injury, it's now once again an AEW versus AEW match. Technically,
I just kind of wish they got someone more from a Stardom person instead of this.
Is Mayu Iwatani not doing anything right now?
I'd take that. I'd be happy to take that.
But yeah, go on.
But yeah, but obviously, like I said, I think Tony's going to win. Mo, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, in my head, if you wanted like interpromotional kind of stuff, I would have loved it to be Tony Storm versus Maki Ito, but maybe sometime down the line in the future. But I still feel like it's gonna be a good match. If not like obvious like kind of tones to it, we expect the Outcast to come out and interfere. Willow will have like Sky Blue and Mama Blue come out, probably help out or whatever. But I still think that unless they do the audible that I mentioned earlier, I expect Tony to retain.
So yeah, well, unfortunately, it's a double-digit card. Double-digit card.
Wouldn't be an AEW show without being double digits, huh?
Honestly, a lot of matches are going to be worth watching tonight. I mean,
it's going to be a long night, though.
It's going to be a long night. But I have to ask, you guys already know what my answer is. What are your guys' predictions for what's going to be the best match of the night?
Danielson Okada.
Danielson Okada, so you agree with me on that one.
Omega Osprey would be very close, though.
Yeah. Mo?
I'm going to go with the 10-man match.
Really? Okay. I mean, it could be. It could be.
I feel like there'll be enough chaotic moments that it'll be, satisfying for its own reasons.
There was discussion online that this could easily be, not since Dragon Gate, this could easily be one of the best 10-man tags. But those would be one of the best 10-man tags of all time. And I agree. There is a lot in that. There's a lot of quality professional wrestlers in that match alone. It is balls out insane. How many people are competing in that. And honestly, I think that's going to be the most fun match. I think the most sports entertaining match, I think it's going to be MJF Tanahashi, because MJF's going to just dick around with Tanahashi, not take him seriously at all.
I'll be right back.
We'll be right here. I I don't know. Like there's so much potential. Like this is still a solid card. Like last year's was a solid card too. Here I'm looking at like still good stuff overall. Nothing
You
like
think this
out of
could be the show of the year?
I know people put it on their nominations, like on their short list for like matches of the year for pay-per-views of the year. Like I know
Yeah.
they put on their short list. For me, I think it was good, but it could had so much potential to be great if not for all the injuries that happened beforehand. And it was like I said, for this event, Forbidden Door, there's only one match that was really affected by injury, and that was the
Women's
women's
match, yeah.
match, where it was going
Um,
to legit be AEW versus New Japan for that
I know
match.
I know you've been keeping your list up, which I have not been. What do you have as your show of the year so far?
Show of the year? I
So
don't
far.
let me look this up. I haven't I'm gonna note I haven't updated this in a while. Like I think I added a couple matches for Double or Nothing, but like yeah, I added a couple. Let's see.
Like we're
So
halfway through the
far,
year, so
yeah.
can't believe
Shows?
man.
So okay, this goes to show how much I update this shit because I still have my only two shows I have on here are the first hour of Raw from the Raw 30th anniversary special and night one of WrestleMania 39.
You get on
Uh,
that shit.
to be fair, it's hard to say why I currently find like to be quality. Like Revolution was good, but like last year's Revolution was really good,
Yeah.
like really good. So I had to compare it to that. And like
Mhm.
this year's Revolution was good too, but didn't live up to what that previous year's was.
Yeah. But this show could be a contender for show of the year with all the matches on here.
It has the potential. It really does. Like, no doubt in my mind, there's a lot of potential, not only potential show of the year, but like a couple potential match of the year contenders. Like
Oh yeah.
we're already like halfway through the year so far.
All right. Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun watching pro wrestling. So like it's hard to really say. Like, hell, I'd even add like there's probably like one match I probably wanted to add from Dominion. Like that main event match was really good, like really good stuff. So
All right.
definitely surprised the crap out of me. But like right now, it's really weird. Like there's been good matches overall throughout all the pay-per-views we watched, but there's only been such a handful of like quality overall good shows.
Hmm.
And like that's why I only put night one of WrestleMania 39 because like it was quality from okay, not from beginning because that opening match was crap, but like after that it was quality from beginning to end. Then night two, well, you know what happened with night two? It was a shit show. So like,
With the exception of the Intercontinental title match.
yeah. So like, let me ask you that then. I'll add this to the timestamp. What as of we're halfway through the year was your current match of the year so
Match
far?
of the year.
So far, within the first 6 months, what has been your match of the year?
First thing that comes to mind was Osprey Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. That was a good match. And I have to go back and look. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So-
I wouldn't be able to tell you, at least personally, right now.
I'd have to go back and think about it. Hold on a second, I got an idea.
I have a list. If you want, I can go over a list of what I have so far. Like it's a
But
long
what if I
list.
don't agree with anything you say?
Okay,
Damn. Um,
I'll go on.
oh man. Oh yeah, I just said it. The Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania 39. That was really fucking good.
Oh yeah, I have that on my list.
Owens and Zayn Uso in night one was really good.
Have that on my list.
I mentioned already Osprey Omega at Wrestle Kingdom.
So
Um,
I will keep it small. I will keep mine small just for the sake of it. And I will just go so far my favorite oh man. I was gonna keep it simple, but yeah, you can't beat the main event night one, WrestleMania 39.
that was really good.
Honestly, if it was between two for the first half of the year, be that, and more than likely the 60-minute Iron Man match Revolution.
Yeah, that was I didn't like the ending, but it was a good match.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a long list, but like those were my two favorite. Those I think easily were like a couple of my favorite matches.
Our end of year review is gonna be fun.
Sure is. It's okay, Mo. It's okay. You don't have to come up with one. Like, there's not a lot of good stuff. Like, do you have any that come to mind, Mo?
I mean, I'm definitely leaning towards at least the Wrestle Kingdom Omega Osprey.
I have
just
that on my
because
list too. Yeah, that was a
I
really good
mean,
one.
I will agree that is one that was standout just now that you're mentioning it. But for anything else, I'd have to like remember and go back through like all the matches. WrestleMania, I mean, I know you guys like that night one main event. I mean, it was a feel good match for me. I don't know if I'd say it was like the best match of the year for me, because
Understandable.
I feel like there
Mhm.
were others that would be more
Yeah.
that I was really either shocked or I guess more invested than I was invested in that match.
Okay. Nope, perfectly fine. Yeah, it's like first half of the year has already been some quality wrestling, and so begins the second half of the year.
Yes, here we go.
So that's going to do it for our prediction, folks, for AEW Cross, New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2023. So other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some pro wrestling crossed with some more pro wrestling, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell icon as well. Let us know your predictions for AEW Cross New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2023. What do you think is going to be the best match of the night? What are your sewing predictions as well for tonight's for this card? I keep on saying tonight's card. My mind's scrambled right now. Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our predictions overall. But most importantly, we thank you for watching. Now, of course, fellas, aside from this show, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh, you can go find me on the Book of Faces, on the Instagrams, the Twits. You can find me on those. But, you can also check out some of my past art on FloridaGeekscene.com. Give them a look and check out their YouTube channel. I got a couple of cool interviews on there with a couple of pro wrestlers, and that's pretty fun. But Mo, my dear friend Mo, where can they find you on the World Wide Web? And when did you get a degree in when did you get a degree in thugonomics? When did that happen?
I always live the word life. Gotta represent.
The basic thugonomics.
Hit my music. But if you needed to find me on the internet, you see that door behind me? You gotta open that door and then say Afro Mobro 3 times in the dark, and then I will appear, and then I'll give you a nice little QR code that you can easily scan, and it'll lead you to my Instagram and any music streaming services to lead to any of the songs or beats I happen to make just on a whim. And that's how you'll find me. And it's real easy this time, right, guys? You just gotta find the door.
Just gotta find that forbidden door.
Yes, that's correct. And of course, guys, you can check out our full reactions to Forbidden Door sometime next week. We'll have them up for you and everything. And I will keep on saying this until it finally happens. We promise you, the WrestleMania vlog is still coming.
Is it?
It is still coming. It is still coming. It's like Veer Mahan. You just gotta give him time to come.
Nick, I think we need to make a promo video for this, and it's like WrestleMania vlog coming soon, and then just keep showing that, and it never happens.
It never happens,
and we don't talk about it again.
It'd be like Emma's. What was her gimmick? Emelina. It's gonna be like Emelina. She comes. We see it for a brief second, and it's gone forever.
And if you guys want to check out our reactions to last year's Forbidden Door, we have that right here on our channel. Definitely this year's going to be different because it's going to be much better because I realized that VPN exists. Share price for last year, our reaction last year. If you want to check out our last AEW reaction, we of course did Revolution 2023. That was worthwhile to watch, and Double or Nothing 2023 as well. Y'all thought I forgot. We just talked about Revolution so much. I thought about Revolution first. But you can also equivalently check out our WWE reactions as well. All these on the channel. But stay tuned for our reactions. There should be a good show. So until next time, though, I am Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
I'm Mo Brothers.
And this has been a very private, entrance-filled episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling. So we will see you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
as well as one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter and Stardust
at Super React Bros,
as well as on Facebook
at Super Reaction Bros.